I just got back from my first cruise, 5 nights going to Bahamas. I'm going to show you guys how much it cost and was it worth it. Welcome back, guys. If you don't know, my name is Kate. I'm from Ohio, and just last week I went on my very first cruise with my best friend. We did the Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas, going from Miami to the Bahamas, and CocoCay Perfect Day, and it was amazing. And I'm going to go through how much it cost, plane rides. We did have one night in a hotel, food, and costs, and if it was worth it. So I got my trusty little tablet here, so we will go through all that I spent, and I did not realize how much I spent, so I was like, oh, I didn't realize. But it's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. So my friend Natalie booked everything. She is a very type A planner. She's like, we're going, you just send me your half. So for both of us, it was, for the room was $581.28. So together over $1,000. But it was cheaper that way because she was looking at going by herself at first, because I was very iffy because, you know, I just took in my dad after his heart attack and stroke. So I was like, oh, I don't know. I'll get back to you. And she's like, it'll cost like significantly more for me just to go by myself. So we saved a little money going together. There was a $200 deposit, so $100 each. Wi-Fi for on the cruise was $99.95. But then about like a few weeks later, she joined a Facebook group of people that were going on the same cruise, and someone said, oh, that they were having a deal. So she canceled her Wi-Fi and got it again for $89.95. So we saved $10. The flight there was expensive. Also, but this was like the cheapest kind. We did not do round trip. We did separate flights because that was the like only cheapest option. So we flew from Columbus to Philadelphia, had a layover there only for about an hour or two, and then another flight from Philadelphia to Miami. And the flight there was $244.20. So that was not a nice flight, cost wise. It was a very good flight though. We had like the second flight going to Miami. It's very nice. They had the screens and I liked it. We flew in the day before the cruise because we did not want anything happening, you know, the flights and being late or anything. So we flew in the night before, and we had one night in a hotel there in Miami. And for both of us, it was $73. The flight home from Miami to Columbus, it was a direct flight, which was $189.40. All right, airport food and drinks. We didn't go too crazy on airport foods just because we were both kind of pretty anxious, and we were just like, you know, we want to get on the flight. So in Columbus, I got Auntie Anne's. I got like this pretzel thing. I don't even know what it was. And that was $7.69. In Philadelphia, we did get lunch. I got a quesadilla, and that was $23.47. And then when we got to the hotel, we ordered pizza. It was funny because when we got into our room, there was a bunch of flyers on the ground for places to get pizza or food delivered, and it was like, we gotta call them and tell them and everything. Took over an hour to get there, and that was $28. And the next morning we were like packing up, and Natalie's like, these papers on the thing, it says from the hotel, do not order from the flyers you find in your room. Like, we were like, well, then why would you put them in the room? It made no sense, but the pizza was okay. $28, expensive though. And then the cruise. We did not get any of the drink packages just because we didn't think we would need them. Mistake number one, because we did drink a lot of like soda, and we liked the alcohol drinks. We were thinking, oh, we won't drink enough to make up for how expensive the package was, thinking, you know, alcohol drinks were gonna be anywhere from like $10 to $12. No, like our drinks were like $16 or more each time. So it would have made more sense to get the drink package, so next time. But I think it was like the end of the first day, I was like, okay, like all we've had is water and lemonade and juice, because that's all that was in the buffet that was free. So I'm like, I'm getting the drink package. I don't care. Like, you couldn't even get like soda from the machine in the buffet unless you had their special drink package cup. So that was, I believe, $110 or $120. the drinks and onboard costs, gratuities, also shopping on board. Very much they would like charge it, and then they would have like it wasn't showing up on my app until we got home. So I was very much like, what are these charges? So they did like break it down, which I was grateful for. But they kind of like grouped it together at the end, because at first it was like, here's a charge, here's a charge, here's a charge. And then when I got home, they just grouped it all together. So we had one charge of $273.85. And then another charge of $220.10. Girl, when I saw that, I said, oh. So it's a mix of drinks. I did not drink that much drinks. Drinks, we did do a little shopping on board. I got like some memorabilia, my little magnet, and we also got a bracelet for $10, and then we go back every day and we get a charm. So that was also nice. So yeah, a little more expensive than I was thinking. I think next time we go, I think we're gonna like maybe see about taking the gratuities off, because I've heard that they do not get the people don't get it, like the workers. So I don't know if that's true. Don't come for me, Royal. But I'm like, man, it was like $18 a day in gratuities. I was like, okay. And then in the Bahamas, our first island we got to, we had to spend $20 on the chairs and umbrella to rent. It was like, we were like, okay. It was very sketchy at first. We were like, okay. But very nice island. And then we did a little bit of shopping after. We went to the beach and I spent $110. I got my dad a shirt. I got Ren a shirt. I also got myself like a shirt and a sweatshirt. So, and some like little memorabilia things. And then the flight home, we did have to do a checked bag, which was $40. And then I also got a pop and a sandwich before we boarded, and that was $19.58. So, for a grand total of $1,920.52. So, a little more expensive than your girl is thinking, but I had the best time of my life on this cruise. It was amazing. Day one, getting on the ship was easy as can be. The drop-off area was kind of hectic and busy, but we found our way, dropped our luggage to some shady-looking people that were like, yeah, luggage. And we're like, do you work here? But getting in, super easy. They scanned our passports. We went through easy as can be. And we boarded. It was a seamless, easy process. Then when we got on, we just honestly just wandered around, because they were saying our rooms weren't going to be ready until about 1 o'clock, and we boarded about 10 o'clock. So we had nowhere to go. We didn't have any of our stuff. So we were like, okay, I guess we'll wander. So we checked out the ship, checked all there was to do, and then we finally circled back around to our room, and we waited just a little bit till our room was open, but our luggage wasn't there, and we're like, okay. So we went back out and continued looking around, and then today about 2 o'clock we went back, hoping our luggage was there, because we had a sign that said our luggage was going to be there about 3, and it was not. And we're like, okay, because we both wanted to get in our swimsuits and go swimming in the pools or the hot tubs. So we're kind of like, okay. We waited a little bit, and then Natalie like looked out into the hallway, and she like looked down, and she could see down the hallway to some other people's luggage. She goes, I think I see my luggage. And I'm like, down there by those rooms? She's like, yeah. So we went down. There they were, our luggage by these random rooms, and we're like, these are ours. Like, why are these down here? Like, we had like special tags given to us by Royal that Natalie printed out and put on our suitcases. So we were just like, that makes no sense. But we got our luggage, got in our swimsuits, and we went down onto the deck. We had the sail away party, which was not crazy. I was expecting a big, but it was fine. A lot of people like dancing, and there was like a dance team, and it was fun. We saw all the other ships also taking off. So tonight we go to our dinner, which is in the big fancy room, and is part of our we don't pay for it. I mean, we pay for it, but it comes with, you know, your package. The food, amazing. Amazing, very good food, and we had the best view. We had a port window, and it was just breathtaking. And I loved the workers because they honestly like would remember you after the first day, and they know what you want to drink. They know you by name if they saw you, and that was everywhere. Didn't matter if it was the people cleaning our rooms to the bartender. They remembered everyone and like, oh, you want this again? You want your drink again? I'm like, yeah. So the workers were amazing. Then if the food was pretty good, I'd say, from like the buffet and the complimentary. There was other like little other areas you could get food. There was like, you know, free ice cream. I'd say the food was good, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'd say the dinner food was much better, just because I think it was, you know, made to when you ordered it. I'd say the other food was good, but I think the only thing is, it wasn't like the food we have here, if you know what I mean. Like, I talked with my friend Allie. I'm like, the food is good, but it's not like, oh my god, this is so good, I need to eat more and more, you know? I'm like, I don't think they have like the additives, you know, that maybe they do, but I was like, okay, this was good. Let's go. Like, we ate to sustain ourselves, not because it was like, oh, so good, you know, like a bunch of food. And we also felt this when we got home, because I was like, any and all food I've had, my stomach has revolted. It does not want anything I've had since I've been home. And Natalie's like, I've been the same. And she has really bad acid reflux that she takes something for. And she's like, on the cruise, I took it maybe once. She goes, when I'm home, I have to take it once or several times a day. Or like once a day. I'm like, really? And she's like, since we've been back, it's back to taking it. I'm like, really? So I think the food was how food is supposed to be, where it's not like full of toxins and chemicals. So go you, Royal. Love that. So our first day was a sail day. We honestly spent it kind of sleeping because we were just so tired. And then we just kind of did a bunch of stuff around the ship. We ate, we laid out in the sun, we chilled by the pool. The first day, I would say the first and second day were very, very filled with people. It was like people everywhere, and it was like, but I'd say by the end of day one-ish, day two, people spread out more and it wasn't as chaotic. But one of the favorite things I loved doing was that every night there was something to do, whether they were having, you know, a show, or like they had ice skating shows, they had a magician, they had a comedian. We didn't go to the comedian though. Or just like games and trivia nights. And then every night they had a movie playing out on the big screen by the pools, and that was like my favorite part. Like, to end the day was like, you know, we would grab a little something from the buffet or the ice cream before it, you know, shut down for the night, and we would just chill by the pool or in the pool watching a good movie. That first night we watched Mercy, which I heard about. That was a very good movie. And then I want to say the next night was Anaconda, which was really good. And I'd say the next few nights there were movies that we just weren't really interested in, but we still went out and, you know, chilled by the pool, and just enjoyed the night. I think the best part of that was being able to be outside at night and enjoying it with no bugs, because we were in the middle of the ocean, no bugs, and it was amazing. Day 3, we hit the Bahamas. Gangplank opened at 8 a.m. and we were like one of the first few people out. So we honestly had no idea where to go. They were just kind of like, yeah, like if you didn't have any, we didn't have any excursions planned, because we kind of just wanted to enjoy the cruise and like what it already had, and then see what we wanted to do like maybe next time. So we didn't do any excursions, but we had a little trouble finding where a beach was that was free-ish, but it wasn't really free because we had to pay for the chairs and the umbrellas. So it was kind of like, but for like the first 2 hours we had the whole beach to ourselves, because there's no one else, because everyone else was doing excursions and going to the other beaches. So that was pretty nice. But I'd say in the Bahamas, that was the only thing we did, was really go to the beach, and then we did some shoppings. But then by then we were really hot and we're like, let's go back to the ship. But we did enjoy ourselves, so that was nice. The water in the beaches was absolutely beautiful. And then we had another sea day, and honestly we did the same. We spent it out in the sun, getting some nice sunny D. We enjoyed the pools, the hot tub, the drinks. I had a great time. It was so fun and so relaxing. A lot of people in my videos are like, you know, it doesn't look very exciting. You guys don't look like you're having fun. I'm like, bro, like, yes, we came for fun, but honestly, we came to relax. Like, us laying by the pool, laying out in the sun, Natalie reading her book, me just laying there listening to my music. That's what we wanted. Okay, we're tired. We're tired adults that wanted away from our adult responsibilities. Okay, so we had a great time. We enjoyed having no responsibilities. And then the last day, which we docked at CocoCay, perfect day. And honestly, this was our favorite day. Just because the island is purely for royal, and so there wasn't, you know, people bugging us to buy stuff and go do stuff. It was like, hey, welcome, go do whatever you want. And we, you know, walked around, we saw all places we wanted to, you know, see, we took pictures, and then we went to the beach. Beautiful, beautiful beaches. Didn't get too busy. We were probably there for about an hour or two, and then we went to the pool, the lagoon. Oh my god, the lagoon was amazing. I loved it. It was pretty busy, but it wasn't so much like, oh, you know, so many people. But they had a swim up bar, and we got strawberry daiquiris, and we just swam and just chilled, and we had so much fun. And after that, we went to another beach. I forget what it was called, but that beach, there was also food, free food, nothing. You didn't have to pay for anything. Unless you went and did excursions. So we got free food. Did take us a little while to find chairs at this beach just because it was so packed, but there was a million chairs, so it was like trying to like find one. We're like, no. Finally found some chairs, went out into the ocean. It was much more more waves than the first beach, so we were like, okay. But they had these little tikis, and then we swam out a little, and then we got to a sandbar, which was really cool. So beautiful island. We had a great time. I'd say it was definitely worth it, and I wish we could stay longer than 5 days. I'm honestly can't wait to go back, and hell, I'll do it again just to experience it again. So now we are looking at doing other cruises if we want to do the same, you know, kind of cruise with Dad and Ren and and Natalie's family. Or me and her just want to go somewhere, or our third friend Sarah, have her join us. So we're definitely going to be looking at cruises come, you know, Black Friday. A lot of deals are going out, so we shall see what the next cruise is. So if you've ever been on a cruise and had a great time, let me know down below so I can look into it. I know I've seen people talking about the Alaskan cruise with, who is it? I forget. It wasn't with Royal. It was someone else. And they said they had an amazing time. I was like, I've heard of that one. I really want to do Alaska. I want to see about, you know, the Europe ones, Greek islands, all that. So yeah, I'm excited for the next adventure. I'm sad to be home and back to adult responsibilities, but I'm hoping we can plan another cruise or travel excursion together so we can do it again. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.